Hello and welcome to History by AI, the channel where I use artificial intelligence to tell you amazing stories from history. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the Battle of Takur Ghar, a deadly fight on a mountain top in Afghanistan between the US Special Forces and Al-Qaeda insurgents in March 2002. This battle was part of Operation Anaconda, an effort to rout Al-Qaeda forces from the Shaki Kat Valley and Armor Mountains. The battle saw 3 helicopter landings by the US on the mountaintop, each met with direct assault from Al-Qaeda forces. Although Takur Ghar was eventually taken, 7 US service members were killed and 12 others were wounded. The battle is also known as the Battle of the Roberts Ridge, after the first casualty of the battle, Navy SEAL Neil C. Roberts. If you want to learn more about this incredible story of courage and sacrifice, stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. History awaits. Let's get started. In the evening of 3rd of March 2002, the Task Force 11 leadership essentially ordered that Delta Force AFO commander to pass control of the AFO teams involved in the Operation Anaconda to the SEALs of Task Force Blue, who were moving teams in background to Gardez for this purpose. The SEALs were not heavily involved in the operation up to this point, but the TF-11 commander bluntly ordered the deployment, as well as changing their immediate command in an ongoing operation, possibly so that the SEALs could gain combat experience. 2 SEAL teams from DEV GRU, Macau 30 and Macau 21, led by Lieutenant Commander Vic Hyder, Macau 21, and Senior Chief Petty Officer Britt K. Slabansky, Macau 30, were to arrive in Gardez for immediate insertion into the Shah-Kut Valley. MCAO 21 planned to link up with AFO Team Juliet at the northern end of the valley, resupply it, and then establish a height/observation post on the eastern ridge above Task Force Raqqa Hassan blocking position. Commanded a view of Shah-Kut Valley. Due to time constraints, a helicopter insertion would be needed for the team to reach the peak before dawn. The AFO suggested insertion at point 1400 meters east of the peak, but due to delayed B-52 bomber sortie in that area, the team would turn back and land at the airstrip near Gardez. The first landing. At about 3 a.m. on March 4th, Razor 03, a U.S. Army MH-47E helicopter carrying Macau 30 team tried again to insert them on top of Takur Ghar, unaware it was an enemy stronghold. While landing, it was hit by a rocket-propelled grenade, RPG, and gunfire, causing U.S. Navy SEAL Team Neil Roberts to fall from the helicopter. With the MH-47E heavily damaged, the aircrew made an emergency landing about 3 miles away. U.S. Air Force Combat Controller Tech Sergeant John A. Chapman, a member of Macau 30 team, who remained on board Razor 03, began coordinating close air support and rescue effort to retrieve Roberts. Another helicopter, Razor 04, picked up Macau 30 team and took them back to rescue Roberts on the 10,000-foot mountaintop. Once on the ground, Chaplin left Razor 04 and charged uphill through the snow towards enemy positions while under heavy fire from 3 directions. Receiving fire from 2 enemy personnel in a fortified position, Chapman returned fire, killing both. Almost immediately, Macau 30 team began taking machine gun fire from another fortified enemy position, only 12 meters away. Chapman deliberately moved into the open to engage a new enemy position. As he engaged the enemy, he was struck by a burst of gunfire and became critically injured. Regaining his faculties, Chapman continued to fight relentlessly despite his severe wounds. For over an hour, he sustained a violent engagement with multiple enemy fighters through the arrival of the Quick Reaction Force (QRF), before being fatally wounded. Credited with saving the lives of his teammates and the QRF members, Chapman was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor and promoted to Master Sergeant. The second landing. The QRF helicopter Razor 01 arrived carrying a Ranger team and 4 Air Force personnel: Staff Sergeant Kevin Vance, Staff Sergeant Gabe Brown, Senior Airman Jason Cunningham, and Tech Sergeant Kerry Miller. As Razor 01 approached Takur Ghar, it came under heavy fire from RPGs and machine guns. One RPG hit the rear ramp, killing 1 Ranger and wounding several others. The pilot managed to crash land the helicopter on the mountaintop, but the survivors were pinned down by enemy fire. The QRF members fought bravely to defend themselves and treat their wounded comrades. Cunningham, a para-rescueman, moved around the crash site administering first aid and evacuating casualties under fire. He was shot several times in his legs but continued his life's work until he succumbed to his injuries. Miller, another para-rescueman, took over Cunningham's role and coordinated medical care and evacuation plans with other helicopters. He also exposed himself to enemy fire to retrieve ammunition and supplies from Razor 01. Vance and Brown, both combat controllers, directed close air support from various aircraft including AC-130 gunship, F-15 Strike Eagles, F-16 Fighting Falcons, and Armed Predator drone. They also communicated with higher headquarters and relayed situation reports. The third landing. Meanwhile, Roberts, who had fallen off Razor 03, was still alive at Takur Ghar. He had survived his fall and engaged several enemy fighters with his rifle and pistol. He also attempted to contact friendly forces with his radio, but was unable to establish communication. He was eventually killed by 3 Al-Qaeda fighters who closed in on his position. At about 6:15 a.m., another MH-47E helicopter, Razor 02, arrived with more Rangers and Air Force personnel. It landed near Razor 01's crash site and deployed its troops. They joined forces with the QRF members and continued to fight off enemy attacks. They also recovered Roberts' body and secured Razor 01's sensitive equipment. The end of the battle. By noon, the US forces had gained control of Takur Ghar, repelled most of the Al-Qaeda's assaults. They were finally able to evacuate their dead and wounded by helicopters. The battle had lasted for more than 17 hours and claimed 7 US lives: Roberts, Chapman, Cunningham, and 4 Rangers: Sergeant Philip Civic, Captain Matthew Commons, Spec Mark Anderson, and PFC Bradley Crows. 12 others were wounded and 2 helicopters were lost. The exact number of Al-Qaeda casualties is unknown, but estimates range from 25 to 200 killed. The US forces captured several enemy weapons and equipment, including RPGs, machine guns, grenades, and radios. The Battle of Takur Ghar demonstrated both courage and sacrifice of the US Special Forces and their air support crews, as well as the challenging risks of operating in high-altitude terrain against a determined enemy. Thank you for watching another episode by History by AI. If you liked the episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And also leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what other episodes we could do, and we'll get started on those in the near future. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.